What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Grayson here from PokeProfit. Today we're talking about Sword and Shield era booster boxes, and we are actually going to be looking inside the spreadsheet, looking at all the numbers today. I'll show you guys on YouTube. I normally don't do this, but I figured today it would be a good day to do it. Basically, all the booster boxes you can see here from the Sword and Shield era are up over the past 7 days. Again, market price we are taking from TCG Player. So for example, Sword and Shield base, we're up to around $637 USD on TCG Player. Rebel Clash is the same, around $479. And by the way, if these numbers do look a little different from this market price to what you see on your screen, I updated this right after 12 a.m. I think TCG Player later in the day, they update their numbers again. So that's why there's going to be a little bit of a discrepancy in these prices. But when we get into the sales numbers, I think that's really where the value is today. So Darkness Ablaze, up a couple bucks, around $325. Vivid Voltage, we're back to around $256. That's about an all-time high on that booster box. Battle Styles, we're still lagging a bit in the 240 range. Chilling Rain, we're back to 500 on TCG Player. I think on eBay, you can maybe find boxes at like $495, but not in quantity. There's just a couple listings remaining there. Fusion Strike, $885. Realistically, you can't find this box for sub, let's say $970, $975 on eBay. Most listings are back over $1,000. Brilliant Stars, all-time high, around $570 USD recent sale from yesterday, $585. Brilliant Stars is actually one of the most surprising boxes this week, in my opinion, and we'll get to what I mean by that in a second. Astral, we're sitting around $390, really not doing too much. Lost Origin, again, one of these surprising boxes, but around $700 USD. And Silver Tempest, around $450, not doing too much. Recent sales are in the $460 range, one up here to around $490 on the 11th, but no real recent sales. And I'm sure some of you guys saw that I left out Evolving Skies. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that in a second. The reason for that is later on in the video, I wanna share a little bit of data that I was working on and ask you guys where I think the leak is. So getting into the sales volume from eBay, this is what really surprised me. I didn't expect there to be this much of a pullback this week compared to last week. For context, every single box, Sword and Shield base up to Silver Tempest, we average about 35 boxes moving every single day on eBay. That would be buy it now, so no auctions. Whereas this week, we had an average of about 22.4 boxes moving every single day. And you can see that for the most part, this was across the board. For example, Sword and Shield base, we had 1.14 boxes moving every single day last week. So there were 8 sales in the past 7 days. This week, there were 0 buy it now sales. There were 2 auctions that I believe sold $485, $500 USD in that range. Again, I only look at buy it nows for Sword and Shield. That might change in the future when we have a lot lower sales volume, but for now, we're sticking with buy it now. Rebel Clash, there was only 1 sale this week, buy it now, whereas last week there were 5. Darkness Ablaze, we were at 1.8, now down to 1.4. So it's basically every set. Vivid had a really great week last week, over 3 boxes, or right at 3 boxes rather, every single day. This week, down to about half of that at 1.5. But I think there are still a few bright points when we look at the Sword and Shield era. For example, Chilling Rain, this is around $500, like I said, but recent sale on TCG Player $700, definitely an outlier, kind of ignore that one. I do think it's trending in the right direction. You can see here, 37 boxes listed below $600.05 on eBay North America. Last week, there were 45 boxes listed below $580.62. So as the price moves up, we do expect more boxes to kind of be captured. But at the same time this week, we've actually seen less total quantity, which to me, that's a really good sign. Selling over 3 per day this week as well. That was actually better than last week. We're around 11, 12 days of inventory remaining. Considering where a lot of the other Sword and Shield Air boxes went this week, especially a lot of the later stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if this number grows next week when we do the update. Maybe it's towards like 20 days. That would just be my guess. It doesn't really seem like this bull run is going to continue, kind of like the summer where things just go crazy for a month or two. We've had a little run here, which is great. Like we should be happy with the growth we've seen, but I'm just a little bit dubious, I guess to say, about where things are going to continue going over the next couple weeks. Evolving Skies, you can see here, This is actually one of the better performers. This Infusion Strike absolutely crushed it this week. So evolving 20 boxes listed below $2,752.63, selling at 4.71 per day. That is massive. Definitely nowhere near last week where it was at 6.14, but still really good for Evolving Skies. Gives us about 4 days of inventory remaining. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more than that, but still, I think we are at a point where we do now have to have the conversation about where Evolving Skies is going to end 2026, and I don't think it's going to be sub $3,000. Honestly, might even end up being sub $4,000. That's kind of unlikely. So keep an eye on Evolving Skies. Fusion, same deal, 10 boxes listed below 1,062.50 this week on eBay. Boxes doing surprisingly well. Honestly, I really didn't expect this out of Fusion. 2.43 per day. That's actually fairly consistent, a little bit lower than last week, but it's been in that range between like 2 and 3 boxes for a fairly long period of time. Gives us about 4 days as well. So keep an eye on Fusion Evolving. If that's the one takeaway from this video, those would be the 2 boxes I would prioritize buying right now if you can find decent deals on them. If you can't, maybe you can go for something else, but it just seems like they have maybe a little bit more in terms of legs on them compared to a lot of the other Sword and Shield era booster boxes. Now after those, Brilliant Stars, this actually really surprised me. I thought this would sell better this week than it did. You can see here, 32 boxes listed below 682.73. That's actually better than last week where there were 33 boxes below 672. So in my eyes, that is progress, but only 1.43 boxes selling every single day. I kind of expected that to be higher, but it is what it is. There really isn't too much to say there. I can't control who's going to buy what and when they're going to buy it. Astral Radiance, really not too much to say here. You can see around 40 days of inventory remaining. Box doesn't sell super great, a little bit over 1 per day. This is actually decent for Astral Radiance. Lost Origin, I think this is the other one that I kind of want to touch on a little bit. So the box around $700. When you look at eBay, 49 boxes below $835, which is a decent amount for Lost Origin. Still less than last week, but the sales volume's down from 4.86 boxes to 2.57. It's still in a range though, where you never know. Maybe it does jump up to $800 in the short term. And then silver, 52 boxes. That's actually slightly more than the 50 we had last week, but the box also moved up about $14 in terms of market price. So we're probably capturing a few more listings there, but again, sales volume is down about half of what it was from last week. So there you guys go. You can pause the video if you want to look deeper at this data. Also, if you do want to get access to my spreadsheet and see all the updates every single week, it's going to be at the top of the video description. Also, while we're here, guys, if you guys are enjoying the content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton getting these videos pushed out to more people. I also have links to my consultation calls and my affiliate links if you're shopping eBay, TCG Player, Hobbiesville. Free and easy to use. I get a small kickback. It helps out the channel. Thank you guys if you do decide to use those. Now, getting into Evolving Skies, I kind of want to have a small discussion to close out the video, and this is going to be for you guys in the comments to let me know, first of all, if I did my math incorrectly, but second of all, where you think the leak is in terms of the data. So I'm going to bring up this data set here. And what we have is we have some cards on the left side, so the VMAXs and the Vs from Evolving Skies, a lot of the top hits. And I basically just wanted to figure out how many packs have actually been opened to get these PSA population reports. I pulled these directly from PSA, so you can go double check those if you want. The pull rate data, I feel like I was kind of conservative with some of this. So for example, 1 in 1,500 for the VMAXs. I know TCG Player, they put out about 1 in 1,994 for any specific alternate art VMAX. I used 1 in 1,500 just because I wanted to be conservative while doing this. The V stuff, I did use 1 in 1,000 though. I know they said 1 in 1,001, but whatever, close enough in my opinion. And you can see here, as long as you assume no regrades, which obviously there are regrades, resubmissions, we'll talk about that here in a minute, but assuming there were no regrades, this is how many packs that you'd have to open based on these pull rates to get these PSA population reports. We're talking about 41.4 million packs approximately for the Umbreon alone, 29 million for the Rayquaza, 26 for Sylveon, etc. You guys can see that. And you guys can see I also used, in my opinion, fairly conservative estimates in how many cards actually get graded in terms of like what percentage. So I assume 40% of the Moonbreons get graded, 40% of all the Rayquazas out there get graded, 25% for the Evolution VMAXs. And if you multiply that number correctly, you get this total packs open, right? In theory, like how many packs you'd actually need to get the total population of the Umbreon in existence. So based on this, I think it would come out to there being like 68,000, 69,000 Umbreon, something like that. And again, like the numbers aren't going to be perfect. There's way too many things that, in my opinion, are unknown, especially the pull rate data. I mean, it's based off 8,000 packs, I believe, for TCG Player. That seems like a fairly small sample in my eyes. Also, the percent graded. I mean, everyone's kind of just guessing on this. I would assume the more expensive the card, the more often it gets graded. And maybe some people think this is like 60, 70% for the Moonbryon. Same thing with the Rayquaza. So if you guys think that is the leak, definitely let me know. And I'm sure someone's asking, like, what am I talking about in terms of the leak? Well, if you do the math correctly, and I should slow down a little bit, all the V cards, I have these bolded and italicized just because I was operating under the assumption you can't get a V and a VMAX in the same pack. I'm pretty sure you can't, but you guys let me know in the comments down below, because if you can, then this data, everything in bold would be irrelevant. But assuming you can't get a VMAX and a V in the same pack, we're talking about 1 billion packs of cards to get all of the theoretical Umbreon VMAXs, Rayquazas, Sylveons, all the way down the list to the Noivern V in population in the world, right? 1 billion packs of cards almost times 10, that's 10 billion cards. Kind of seems a bit high, in my opinion, just for Evolving Skies, right? I feel like the numbers would not work out. So you guys watching at home, when you're looking at this, what doesn't make sense? And first of all, it could just be that you can find a V and a VMAX in the same pack. I couldn't find anything, though, telling me that you could pull an ultra rare and a secret rare out of the same pack, especially not the alternate art versions. But if you can, definitely let me know. I imagine that's like very rare, even if it is a possibility, but that would be good just to confirm or deny. But outside of that, pull rate data, I mean, maybe this is just too extreme. Maybe this is like 1 in 1,000 for the VMAXs, 1 in like 500 for the Vs. I don't know. Maybe the percent graded just needs to be way higher. For example, like 75% of Moonbryons get graded. To me, that seems a bit ridiculous, considering that a lot of cards coming out of packs are going to get like 7s or 8s, and then there are going to be a ton of people that just don't want to grade. And the other thing too is maybe just the regrades. Like that is a very large percentage that we're not factoring in. Maybe out of these 27,000 Umbreon VMAXs in the pop report, maybe it's actually only 18,000 unique ones and 50% get regraded or something like that. I could definitely see that happening. That would obviously affect this number. It would also affect this number and the total number. So kind of just a community thing here. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think. I'm not really a genius with these numbers. I know Dan from Catch 'em All Collectibles has better data on this. I would love to interview him in the future. Dan, if you watch this, just going over this, because I think like if you're investing in sealed product, the ultimate end game as an investor is to figure out, 1, how much Pokemon actually printed for each set. 2, if you could break that down by product, that would be ideal. And then 3, kind of just how much is actually getting churned on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and how long is it going to take until we actually just have no sealed product left, right? And obviously you're never going to get to 0, because there will be people who just hold their sealed items and refuse to sell. But just kind of figuring out how long it's going to take to churn through the remaining supply of product, and then using that calculation to figure out what you can expect to see in terms of ROI on your sealed products. Also, if you guys are watching this today, January 14th, it's about 5 p.m. PST, the time I'm recording this, I'm going to be going live with TJ from the PokePastor here in about an hour, hour and a half. So if you're watching this video, we're probably live. Come in and hang out. I'll leave the link in the description or pin comment or something like that. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.